Hey there. Welcome to the 100th episode of the podcast, Just Start From Ideas to Action. What an absolute pleasure to be here with you. Of course, I'm not here alone. You can see this empty seat over here. I'll be welcoming our guest in just a second. I am so thrilled and honored to bring you the tips, tools, resources, and storytelling to start the things that you want to do. And you know I love hosting a good thing, all right? And so today, of course, we're going to do those same things. We're going to give you some good tips, tools, resources, and storytelling from our guests. And we're also going to cut away to expose you to some mixology information to make sure that you understand how to make some quality drinks. But we'll get to that in just a second. Listen, I am just honored that you come here each and every week to get this information. I want to make sure that you are prepared to start the things that you truly want to do and elevate to your next level. And of course, there are going to be some surprises along the way today. There are some partners that I love, some partners that really help everything that we do come to life. So I want to make sure that you understand who they are and you get access to them. But I think it's time for us to go ahead and welcome our guest on. I get the opportunity to welcome my friend, Jennifer Peeples, who is the founder of the Perfect 10 Mixology. She is a dynamic businesswoman. She is a wonderful friend, and she's transparent with her stuff. And so we're going to learn some of the nitty gritty on her journey of starting the Perfect 10 Mixology. So I'd like to go ahead and welcome Jen over here to sit with me. Jen, come on in, girl. You hear those heels? That's Jennifer coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So the backstory is that Jen and I have been friends for
a long time.
a long time. We actually went to high school together, Cass Tech.
Yes.
I'm a year separate from her, but we graduated in very close proximity, and it's just a wonderful journey to be able to watch her business flourish, to support her business, and to learn about the journey along the way. Jen, I know you because you're my friend.
Yes.
But there are some pieces of the journey that I don't know about, and there are some pieces of the journey that are unexpected that I look forward to learning more about as well. And so tell me about the journey. How did you get into mixology? What keeps you here? What excites you? Like, take me on the full journey of how you got here.
Yeah. So, funny story. How I started was in the bartending business. I went to Michigan State. Go green, go white.
Ooh, wait a minute. The reason why I have to stop is because I live in a go blue household. And what are you trying to do? You're trying to bust up this happy home.
It's okay. It's okay. We still have a relationship. I still love you. Nonetheless. But yeah, so I took a class, a weekend class of learning how to bartend, $200. And when I say $200 to a college student is like $1 million. and I couldn't figure out, like, how can I pay for this class? I just want to learn and just see how it turns out. Took out a small little loan for that $200, and I took this class, and we had an opportunity to work at a bar that was located in Detroit, and I worked there, and I made back like triple times that money, okay? So a college student, that's like $3 million, okay? So I was hooked for life. So I bartended for quite some time, but throughout my journey of bartending in different nightclubs and small lounges and things like that, I realized that people have no clue what to do or what to order when they come to the bar. They try to stick to the same things that they're used to drinking, or they're like, I like something fruity, but I don't know. And it's like, or they steer away from those no cocktails that people say, like, oh yeah, I can't drink tequila anymore because it messed me up 10 years ago. And it's like, no, there's a way. There has to be a way to educate people, to give them an experience, to be able to learn how to enjoy craft cocktails, to make them at home when they're hosting, to make them when they're just coming off a long day of work, or even when they go out to a nice restaurant or a bar and they want to order something different. And so I started looking into, my background is science, so I started looking into like the chemistry side and learning like about mixology and how to pair things together, how to use more so things that are fresh. And it just kind of spawned from there. I enjoy creating craft cocktails. So it was just kind of a unexpected opportunity that just opened up the doors for me, and I really enjoy it.
So, of course, I mentioned just a short while ago that we are going to actually make some cocktails in just a short while, and I want to make sure you're prepared for that. So make sure that you head over to JacquelineMBaker.com/celebrate100 to download your ingredient list, because I don't want you to miss out. The one thing that I think is fascinating about your journey, Jen, and you just mentioned this just a short while ago, is that your background is in science. Yeah. And for so many people that come here each and every week to the Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast, they're in a space and they're looking forward to being in a different space in a couple years. And so for you, how has your background, your formal education, the things that maybe you've done in a 9-to-5 capacity, how have they helped you in starting and sustaining the Perfect 10 Mixology?
Yeah, so I am a science nerd. Okay, so chemistry, anything that deals with science, biology, all of that stuff really just kind of gave me an insight to not being afraid to mix things and taking that little bit of a risk and seeing like, okay, I got this and I got this. Let's see what happens when I put these two together. And so just taking that risk allowed me to be able to find out and create different craft cocktails, different things that are not the normal, or taking and making a spin on the classic cocktails and using those to create something different. So using that experience, and we're dabbling in some other type of things, and we'll talk about that a little later when we discuss what's next for Perfect 10. But it just gives me an opportunity to just figure out a different avenue of giving everybody how to make great cocktails, right? Mm-hmm. But on hindsight, because I am a science nerd, I've never taken a business class in my life. So starting this business gave me an opportunity to just be able to figure out accounting, okay, marketing, it was all over the place. And I was like, wait, I got to know this stuff. And so good thing my husband is like an MBA, so he has an MBA, so I kind of can lean on him. And I have friends like you and other people who have great business acumen, but me, I'm still a baby in this game because that's just not my forte. And so I got the bartending side, but I'm still learning that business side. Yeah.
How long has the Perfect 10 been around now?
5 years.
5 years.
And I mean, that's huge for like a business. Like once you get to that 5-year mark, if you can make it to that, it's like, oh my God. So we just celebrated our 5th anniversary on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Let me see if I can do it. My fingers won't open, but yeah. I don't watch Star Wars. But no, but
I don't think it's Star Wars.
It's not.
Is it a Star Trek? I'm pretty sure it's Star Trek.
Girl,
we're looking at our videographer because we're like, is it?
Google. But nonetheless, no, May 4th was our 5th year anniversary.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And of course, we're going to celebrate in just a short while.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it makes me think about mistakes. Right? On any of our journeys, whether we've been in business for a month, 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, there always feels like there are mistakes looming to trip us up. And so for you, can I ask you for transparency on sharing what are some of the biggest mistakes that you've made on the journey?
Yeah, so one of the biggest ones, and I still suffer from this, guys, analysis paralysis. Like I will sit and stew on an idea or a project for a long time because for some reason I just cannot shake the perfectionism behind it. And this is why I appreciate you starting, giving people an opportunity to hear, like, you don't need all of those things in place in order to start something. So when I started the Perfect 10, it took me so long to just get it off the ground. Like I honestly needed somebody to just be like, okay, I'm hiring you for this event. Whether you're ready or not, you better be ready because I know you're going to be ready. But I felt I wasn't ready. I mean, everything was in place. Name was registered, website was together, everything was there to go, but I was just like, no, but there's still more to do. So the biggest mistake is just sitting stagnant on things, and that can be detrimental to a business or just in your normal daily life. Like it can make you very miss out on great things and doors that can open for you. And so that is one of the biggest mistakes that I have to say that I dealt with within the business. One other mistake was that I told you guys I'm a science nerd, so I started the business and I was the CEO, the admin, the marketing, the mixologist. I was like wearing all these hats, and I was like, burnt out, where I was like, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm like exhausted. And so I had to take a moment to step back and say, who can I give these things to? Who can I lean on and say, hey, this is your expertise. You know how to do this. Can I have you work on this for me? Let's work out something. And when I did that, it freed up so much time for me. It gave me an opportunity to just breathe, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's important too.
Yeah. Jen, I really appreciate you being honest and transparent about that. And it makes me think about the many roles that I know you play in your life. I know that you're a businesswoman. I know that you're a mom. I know you're a wife. I know that you're a friend. And it makes me think about like how you are showing up in all these spaces. Some people like to use the word balance. I personally have an issue with the word, right? But it makes me think about like, how are you showing up and how are you getting support? And we've talked about this before. We've talked about some of the tools and processes and resources that we use within our company. And I think one of the tools that I referred you to was 17 Hats, right? Yeah. And you use 17 Hats. The special thing about 17 Hats is that I was referred to 17 Hats. Actually, the videographer, the producer for today's 100th episode, which is Clark Bailey Media, is who I learned about 17 Hats from. And so I know that tools and systems really help with that. But there's the other piece. It's the mom piece and the wife piece. And so tell me, how are you meaningfully showing up in all these spaces in your life?
So I have two very active children. And when I first started the business, I felt like I had to accept everything. I had to show up for everything, whether it's in my children's life, my husband's and I's life, or the business life. I felt like, oh no, I can't turn down this job. I got to take on this part. Because when you're starting, you're just like, I don't want to lose out on the opportunity. In the 5th year, honey, okay, let me tell you this. I check my personal calendar first. Like, I never did that before. Like, if I check my personal calendar and it looks like, it may not be something on that exact day, but if it's something before or after that that's going to give me a little bit extra stress, I'm not taking the event. Unfortunately, because I found that I burned out so easily. And so using 17 Hats helps me manage that when it comes to like just the business side of things, like keeping my contracts in order. Can send those out pretty easily. Like the templates are done. My invoices, send those out automatically. Emails, whatever it is. It's such a great tool that helps me keep the business going. So thank you for the referral. It's been an amazing tool for me. I've been using it for almost a year now, and it's been really good. The other tool that I use that is helping me manage myself is Clever Fox. And so it's a planner. It's like and it's not one that you just kind of write in what you're doing for a day, but it's like per hour.
Wow.
And it gives me a chance to, like, if I want to meditate, if I need to send out a email, if I need to take my daughter to track practice, like, and it's just so, it keeps me in line. And so those things are helping to keep me balanced. And then, of course, just leaning on friends for accountability and just asking them questions and just giving me some guidance, that gives me balance. Like, hey, what do you think about this idea? Is this going to work? Do you think I should try this now? And just getting that feedback actually helps me put things in perspective as well. So, I mean, I am so thankful for just having found the place and being comfortable in this place of being able to find the balance and just really checking what my mental health is first and then saying, okay, well, let me do it. Or nope, not today. Okay, so yeah.
The reason why I love this is because your answer is actually ironically in alignment with a lot of other answers that guests have provided us lately. And the reality is when you build something, if you're building a business, you have an option on how you're building it. For some people, they build businesses that they end up not liking. And it's because you build it that in a way that is not congruent with your lifestyle, right? You could build a business where you're just like, oh, kids, you're going to come third in line or fourth in line. But at the end of the day, is that really what's going to make you happy? Like, what's the point of starting a thing and running a thing and having vision for a thing if you can't run it the way that you want to and in a way that's going to fit into your life? So I appreciate that. That is a growth area for you that you're sharing. You did mention friends and some family, etc. And I can't help but think about team. And I know sometimes when I go to Perfect 10 events, you're not there. And I'm like, wait, where's my friend? Like, where's Jennifer at? And so you've had to grow a team over time. So tell me about that. Tell me about what that looks like and how did you give yourself permission to start, handing off your vision to other team members? Tell me about that.
I mean, without my team, I don't know where we would be, honestly. Like, because when we first started, we were kind of in this event tornado, I like to call it, where it was like, events here, events here, events here. And I was doing a lot of them myself. And some friends, actually, everybody that works for Perfect 10 is a friend of mine. It's somebody that I have a relationship with. I have never hired anyone, and not intentionally, but it just happened that way. There's just having supportive people that's like, hey, I want to help you. I want to do some things. And so I haven't had to hire outside of that circle, which is amazing, because not only are they helpful in the business, but they're also just helpful just being great supporters and friends of the business. And I love it. And so having that team is important, because without it, I don't think we will still be here in our 5th year. And so I am very appreciative to my team and everyone that has been, whether they're still with the team or some have transitioned. I've helped them build their own companies after that fact. And so it's just so amazing just to have that support and that love from people that you can work with and still, call up for a drink or call up to come over for dinner and then still work an event together or work. And I had started removing myself from events too, which was really good for me, because I could focus on other things. And it's so funny. A lot of people will contact me like, oh, are you going to work the event? I'm like, no, you're going to have Stephanie. She is amazing. Like, she would do great. She's just like me. Like, just so that they won't feel like, wait a second, I'm sliding. I won't get Jen with the Perfect 10. Not today. No.
As you're talking about it, and I know that when you bring other people onto a team, there are processes, there are systems that must be followed in order for them to do it like Jen for the Perfect 10, right? And I know I keep fangirling a little bit about 17 Hats, but it's truly because, 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't using 17 Hats, but that's how I really started to embrace systems and processes. And as much as I'm fangirling out about 17 Hats, I want to make sure that you all know where you can actually go to experience the product. And so it's been wonderful learning the team over at 17 Hats a little bit more. And so if you're curious about the product or you're curious about how it works, just head over to JacquelineMBaker.com/17 Hats to check it out. Maybe it'll be a system and provide some tools that'll help you more efficiently start and really elevate the things that you want to do. As we get ready to transition to a fun part of our conversation, mixology, I do want to ask you one final question as we're sitting here together. And that is a question around really what's next for the Perfect 10. And I know that we have some more time together as we make cocktails, but I want to make sure that our audience knows where to hear from you at and what to expect from you all in the near future. And so share with us, like, what's next for Perfect 10?
Yeah. Well, if you're interested in wondering about the Perfect 10, just figuring out who we are or want to hire us for events or classes, we can be reached at perfect10mixology.com. And you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook as well under Perfect 10 Mixology. And you'll learn some great recipes. You'll see some tutorials, some fun facts. And so those are really cool. But what's next for the Perfect 10? I am so excited to say that we have a trademark pending. That is huge, and I am just really ecstatic about that, because that just kind of puts us on a different level, right? Yesterday's price ain't today's price. No. But in addition to that, we have our product line called the Perfect Blend coming out. And so that would be infusion kits and bar tools and syrups and things that you can use within your home bar when you're entertaining and hosting as you do. Yes. So I can't wait to start stocking up Jacqueline's bar cabinet with the Perfect 10 blend products back here. But and it's just a great journey. I'm really just super excited about getting back into doing our classes. That was where it fell off at, and I'm just excited about it. And we can do them virtually, so don't worry if you are in another state and not located in Detroit. Hit me up virtually, okay? We do a lot of corporate things, especially with everyone working virtually now. It's a perfect way to stay in touch with your team and still have a fun time.
And Jen mentioned some of the products. The reality is, of course, I have some Perfect 10 products on the bar, and we're going to show you those right now.
Yay.
I think it's time for us to transition over to start some of our mixology classes and the mini class that you'll get today. So once again, before we transition, head over to JacquelineMBaker.com /celebrate100 to make sure that you have the ingredients that are necessary for you to follow along. As we prepare to transition, just a couple other things. Don't be shy. Please don't be shy at all. If you've enjoyed the conversation and you know that it will inspire someone else to start the things that they want to do, just forward them this. Make sure that they get their eyes on this so that they can truly start the things that they want to do as well. And lastly, we've talked a bit about the unexpected nature of Jennifer being in this space. And I'm so excited because with friends like Jen and lots of other women and men entrepreneurs all around me, I'm excited to announce my second book called The Unexpected Leader. If you're curious about the book and you want to get your hands on it for pre-sale, head over to JacquelineMBaker.com/unexpected. And with that, let's expectedly head over to make some cocktails. You ready, Jen?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
We are continuing our celebration for the 100th podcast episode for Just Start From Ideas to Action. So welcome to the Mixology Studio, aka my kitchen, as we get ready to engage in a twofer. You're going to get the opportunity to learn how to make 2 of Jen's favorite cocktails, and you're also going to get some of my most recommended hosting tips because I love to host a good event in my home. And so with that, if you're just tuning in and you haven't went to download your ingredients, head over to JacquelineMBaker.com/celebrate100 to make sure that you can get access to your ingredients. Now, before we dive in, Jen, I think we need to talk about the glasses, right?
Yes. I mean, this display is amazing. Okay?
Listen, y'all, I love some glasses, clearly. So before we actually dive into the actual cocktails that we're going to make today, I want to make sure that you know all of or some of the most common glasses that exist if you're making a cocktail. So as I go down this list here, Jen, why don't you tell me some of your favorite drinks that go in these glasses?
Sure.
Okay. So this first one, actually these first 2 are shot glasses. Mm-hmm. Of course, these are shot glasses from the Just Start event just a couple years ago.
Yes.
So Jen, if you had a recommended shot or your favorite shot, what would it be?
So I love to do like layered shots where you can kind of see different dimensions of a shot. I mean, of course, people can throw tequila or you know, whatever they want to take a shot of. But I think when you give a good display of a shot, especially if it's a great welcome to my home when somebody's coming over, you can have a prepared shot, even a Paloma. You can make a cocktail and put it in the shot glass and welcome them when they come in. I love those type of like shot glasses for those things.
Yeah. And you can customize shot glasses. That's another reason. Almost every major event that I've had, birthday parties, celebrations, launch parties, I've gotten a custom shot glass made for each and every one of these. So these both are types of shot glasses, both short ones and actually tall ones. So this is a snifter. And Jen, tell me, what are people putting into a snifter?
The typical cognac is the best thing to go in a snifter. You do not need to make really a cocktail in a snifter. You just want to just have something neat in there. You can even do a nice bourbon in there if you like bourbon as well.
Okay, we're moving on to one of the glasses that we're actually going to use today. Tell us about the glass, Jen.
Yeah, so this is a rocks glass. It's usual people you may hear call it a low ball glass. Sometimes people call it old fashioned glass because a lot of people make old fashions in these. And they're perfect. They're really multi-purposeful. You can use them for different types of cocktails, whether you're sipping something on the rocks or you're doing a nice whiskey cocktail or something that's spirit forward can go in there too.
Love these glasses. These were gifted to me by a good friend of mine, Jacqueline M. Welch. So thank you, girl. Appreciate you. All right. We love a good copper mug for our Moscow mules. That's what go in these. It's a little surprise in here. This one came with the surprise. This one came with the Moscow Mule shot glass, so this is really cool. Yeah. Anything else go in these, Jen?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so many different variations of Moscow Mules. You don't have to do the typical vodka one. You can do it with tequila. You can do it with Jameson. You can do it with the whiskey. So you can also, you don't have to stick with the traditional ones. Use that glass for different Moscow Mules. But I mean, of course, your typical lime juice, ginger beer will go into it as an addition.
All right, audience. Most people know what this glass is. It's a martini glass. Mm-hmm. I love all kinds of martinis. Yeah. You have a favorite?
I do. I like mine a little bit dirty. With some blue cheese olives, and then I am set for the rest of the day, okay? And notice I said day, not night. Not joking.
Awesome. And most people know that I'm a big James Bond fan, so we're doing it shaking and not stirred up in these glasses. These are some of my favorite glasses that are really underrated. A lot of people don't even talk about these glasses or know what the name of them is. This is called a coupe glass, and I have to plug a dynamic business that makes beautiful glasses. There is a company called Estelle Colored Glasses. It is a woman Black-owned company, and they make beautiful glasses.
That is such a pretty glass.
But the question, Jen, is what do people put in here?
Well, one of my favorite cocktails to put in there is a last word. Oh, yeah. And so that is a spirit for a cocktail, but it's actually a cocktail that was created during the Prohibition days. And it's kind of a famous one in Detroit because supposedly the Detroit Athletic Club created that cocktail during those times. But it's a great glass to use for like something that's short, but just like a sipper, I should say. But it gives a nice pizzazz to the cocktail. Yeah.
We will be putting some cocktails in that glass, okay? As we move on, we have to move into the wine section. And if you are a white wine fan, this is a white wine glass. Jen, I know that your fave in terms of wine is actually on the darker side, the red side. But if you had to pick a white wine that you would be like, okay, I can do that, what would it be?
So I was introduced to, I can't remember the name, but a French Chardonnay. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Really?
And so I typically would do a white wine if it's during the summer, during the daytime, and like that was a really good one, or even a Riesling, but I tend to steer on the red side. Like, give me the red wines. Bold.
And we have to talk about red wine glasses. This is one of my favorite glasses in the collection because it's so bold. I love red wine as my preference, to be honest with you. And one of my absolute favorite wines in terms of red wine is Chaos Theory. Chaos Theory by Brown Estate. It's a wonderful company, a wonderful wine producer. They're out of California, but they have a lot of other wines that I enjoy as well, including the Brown Zen. I have that over there in the cooler. But Jen, tell me, what's your favorite red wine to put in here?
So I love either a good Bordeaux. I even venture on the sides of like Shirazes and your Malbecs as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love it. The bolder, the better.
All right, let's just explore two more glasses quickly. And of course, we love a good champagne glass. Love a good champagne glass. These glasses are actually from my wedding. And my good friend Zemin Morogi had these made for Mark and I when we got married 9 years ago, girl. And so if you're looking to celebrate something, you know, the champagne glasses and champagne flutes are the move for you. Any favorite champagne of yours, Jen?
You know what? I'm just now starting to dabble in the champagne world. So I would love a good like a good Veuve or even just a nice Prosecco too sometimes. A sparkling wine is a good one for me too. So but I love just kind of sipping on champagne. I think it makes you feel sophisticated.
And I'm excited because Jen and I are actually going to crack open this box of Veuve. It is from the Grandem Collection. A friend gifted this to me when I exited corporate a couple months ago. And so we're excited to open this up. Maybe we'll do a taste test to see what we think about it and how we feel about it. So we're excited to just crack this open just in a couple days. There is one last glass and a bonus glass that I'm going to throw in there before we get started. The one last glass is a good classy beer mug. Okay, we like to keep these in the freezer actually, so that when our friends come over, they can enjoy their really cold beers. Are you into beer?
You know what? Not as much. My husband is, but if he orders me something, it's got to be like an amber or nothing too hoppy. But I could do a good beer if I just know I'm not really gonna have anything else the rest of the time, because sometimes it can make me feel a little bit extra stuffed, you know. But a good beer if I'm watching a game or if I'm eating a burger, I could do one of those. Yeah.
I want to love beer. We've been to Germany before. I tried beer there. We went to the beer fest, all the things, Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And I want to like it. I really want to, but I just haven't found anything that I love yet. I do want to throw in one more glass that, to be honest with you, I don't really love this glass, but I am an equal opportunity glass educator. And so I feel like I need to at least talk about this glass. I have it hidden in the back. That's how much that's how I really feel about this glass. This is a stemless wine glass. And I don't hate the glass. I just feel like there's just such a significant difference between a stemless wine glass and a glass with a stem. I feel like when I get this glass in a restaurant, they need to give me a discount. Like, give me some dollars off. I agree. Give me some dollars off, because it's just clearly not as classy.
Now, I'm going to tell you a funny story, though. So we do have those glasses in our home, just a few, only because my husband always breaks my long stem glasses. I resort to this, the nose, like, no, we're going to go with these, and you'll still look nice drinking your wine while we sit around. But no.
You know he's going to watch this,
I
right?
know he is. He's going to kick my butt. But it's the truth. He knows it's the truth.
All right, so now that we know the glasses that exist, some that, of course, we're going to use today, and some that I just want you to be aware of what they are, I think it's time for us to dive into our very first recipe. There is one other glass that Jen's going to introduce us to when we get ready to actually pour our cocktail. But Jen, let's do it. Let's get into these recipes.
So today we're actually going to make one of my favorite cocktails, a peach basil mojito. And I love this cocktail because it's like literally only a few ingredients, and it's all like fresh. It's nothing, we're not adding any like crazy things that you may or may not have in your household. It's just a simple one that if it's that 3 o'clock hour,
early happy hour,
you got one more meeting left on a Friday. You're like, I'm just gonna sip this slow until this meeting in. But seriously, it's a great cocktail to kick off your happy hour time, or just something especially in the summertime. Yeah, so it's really easy to make, and we're gonna get started with it, right?
Okay, yeah.
But before we start, you have to have a couple of things planned ahead, right? Simple syrup. Okay, you need simple syrup, and I am a stickler. If anybody has ever taken a class with me, they know there are two things that I tell people they must do. Is one, you must have fresh citrus.
Wait. Okay. When you say fresh citrus, what you're saying is that I can't come with those little lemon or lime balls and pour the juice out of them.
No.
But it's easy and it's convenient.
It is easy and convenient, but you're going to tell a complete difference between the two.
Okay.
If you use a fresh lime or lemon, and then if you use those pre-preserved ones, your cocktail's gonna taste meh,
Okay.
So you want to, and this, it doesn't take much to have lemons and limes. Now I'm not telling you to go out and squeeze 1,000 orange juice, like oranges or grapefruits, to create that. Now that I would kind of give you some leeway, but lemons and limes, just keep a couple in your home if you're ready to create a cocktail. The second thing that you must do is make your own simple syrup. Don't go out and buy it. Let me tell you, it's so easy. Water, sugar, equal parts. That's it.
Jen literally just made it just a short while ago.
I literally did. Like, it takes 2
Fresh.
seconds. 2 seconds to make, and you can store it up in your fridge for up to 30 days. So it's something that you don't just have to use for cocktails. You can use it for your coffee, for your tea.
I've never put simple syrup in.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
If you like to make lemonade and you want to squeeze lemons and you want to make, it's so easy to make. So just make it, guys. It's so simple.
There are a few things that you have to prepare in advance, all right? The other thing, while we're on the subject and talking about preparing, is how important it is for you to be prepared when people actually enter into your home. One of the ways that I love making sure that people know that, hey, I'm welcome, I'm ready for them, is I have them a cocktail at the door, all right? So if you've ever visited my house before during a social event, your favorite cocktail was probably waiting at the door. I can't wait to have some people over soon, so I greet them at the door with an Estelle colored glass with whatever their favorite cocktail is. Shots work as well. Shots tend to be a little bit easier, but sometimes people don't want to aggressively be welcomed with the shot at your front door. Like, it can be a little bit much. But please be prepared when you're welcoming people into your home, and be ready to receive them. Nothing's worse than when you get to someone's house and they still got on their house shoes because they're just trying to figure it out. So be ready so you can enjoy the event just like them. And I recommend that you greet them at the front door with something that they love to drink. So back to you, Jen.
Yay. So I'm going to pass you some things so that you can create. So we're going to, onto glassware, we're going to be using a Collins glass, or you may be called highball glass. So we have the highball glasses and the lowball glasses. So this is a Collins glass. It's typically used for when you're putting, if you're a fan of doing like a liquor and maybe a mixer. So let's say a vodka and a cranberry juice, or something that is typically with carbonation too, because you want to keep those bubbles in. So we'll be using club soda. So this is the perfect glass to use for this particular cocktail. So we're going to take some basil, and we're going to use some fresh basil. Okay, so you're going to take about 4 basil leaves. All right, and you're going to just throw them right into your glass.
Oh, okay.
We're going to actually be making this in the glass.
Oh,
so less dishes today, right? You don't have to wash as much, and we're going to shake something later, but right now this is just a little easy for you, right? Next, you're going to take a lemon. All right, so we're going to do about a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, okay? So one of my things is a jigger. They come in different forms. So as you see, me and Jacqueline have two different ones. Mine is a little bit bigger. Hers has a handle. They both work the same. Just want to check and make sure you know your measurement. So mine is a 2 ounce and a 1 ounce on this side. This looks like probably a 1.5 ounce and a 1 ounce.
Great.
Yep. Let's hope. Right. We didn't test that out before.
Right.
We'll see. But no. So you want to I typically tell people that about a half of a lemon is about a half of an ounce.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't want to measure it out in a jigger because it can be a little cumbersome, you can just squeeze it right into your glass. All right. So I have a juicer here. Would you like to use my juicer?
I mean, yeah. Maybe I have a juicer too.
Maybe.
But
I don't mind sharing.
Okay.
So I am just going to squeeze that entire lemon into other way.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to squeeze that right into here, right along with my basil. And what this is going to do is just kind of give that basil an opportunity to open up a little bit. And it's going to mix all those ingredients in. That's good. Yeah. All right. That was a good squeeze.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Majoring and squeezing.
Majoring and squeezing here. I can
Don't take that the wrong way.
Yep. So next, we're going to add our simple syrup.
Okay.
So you should have your simple syrup, and we're going to take about a half an ounce of simple syrup. So essentially, what you saw there is that we really just created our own sweet and sour mix with lemon juice and the simple syrup. So you don't have to even buy that either, right? You could just create it yourself and it tastes much better. Now we're going to get to the fun part. We're going to grab our muddler. Now a muddler just helps break up release the oils, especially if you're using herbs. And so we're going to just gently, that's the key word, because you don't want a salad, okay? We're not pounding away. We want to just take it and press and twist. Press and twist. And we're just releasing that oil, that fragrance, all of that's within that basil. Yeah, if you smell it.
Smells like magic.
Yeah, it smells so good.
You ever smell magic before? That's what this tastes
It's in the glass. It's in the glass. And that basil is just going to mix well with that simple syrup and that lemon juice. Yes. Oh, it's so fresh. Yeah. And of course you can do mint, because typically mojitos are made with mint a lot of times, right? But I like to switch things up, remember? So sometimes I like to put a spin on the classic. So why not use basil? Basil sometimes can be forgotten when it comes to cocktails, right? All right, so once you have that muddled in pretty good, we're gonna go ahead and add our remaining ingredients, okay? We're gonna add, first let's add some ice to our glass. All right, so you're gonna kind of fill it up pretty much. Oh, you want to use that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Thank you.
So you're going to fill up your glass enough so, and I know people are afraid to use ice. When worked behind the bar, a lot of times people say, light ice, don't give me any ice. When they're having like a full-size cocktail. Well, let me tell you, ice is important. It's important to the dilution process of your cocktail. It's just like you want to have a sweetener or a citrus in your cocktail, you need ice. So don't shy away from it.
Do you think that people are trying to, get lit faster?
You know what? And sometimes they are, but guess what? It still works the same, whether you have ice or not. But the key is, if you're drinking, you want to get a good quality ice for sure, something that's not going to melt right away. And you want to sip your drink pretty much through. Now, if you're doing something that's on the rocks, you want to use a bigger cube because the nose will take longer and it kind of works well with the liquor. Yep. All right?
We'll share some big rocks with you in just a short while because we have some for today.
Yay. Now we're going to take our peach schnapps and we're going to just pour that in. We're going to use 1 ounce of peach schnapps. And we're pouring that right into our glass. And lastly, we're going to add in vodka. So we're going to do 2 ounces of vodka. And when you're making cocktails, let me say this. You do not have to use a expensive bottle.
Really?
No, because not if you're making something that is going to be mixed with other things. You're kind of wasting away at the liquor, right? So your goal is to use something that's standard. You don't want to go bottom shelf, okay? Don't go 5 o'clock. All right? Stay at the standard level, but you don't have to go top shelf either, okay? So I would say since yours is 1.5 ounce, you're going to do another half.
Side.
Yeah, but not all the way through because this is probably like
She's trying to stunt my litness, everyone. She doesn't want me to have fun.
I'm actually trying to get her more, right? So after we have that in there, we're going to go ahead and just do a quick little stir. Okay. So go ahead and just take your spoon, and I like to, yeah, sure. I like to call it a ice tornado. So you want to stick your spoon on the side of your glass, and you're going to keep this ice on the inside of the spoon as you go around. So this is A, going to make your drink colder faster, and B, prevent the ice cubes from melting faster.
You know, we happen to have these spoons because we're us.
Yeah.
But if someone doesn't have this long spoon, what do you recommend?
You can just use your regular tablespoon.
Okay.
Yeah, it should fit still in the glass. Same thing with the jigger. Measuring out your tools, you can also just have you can use like a shot glass, for instance. They still measure out about 1 1/4. Right? Or even 1 1/2. So yeah, you can use that as an option. Okay. So now we're going to top this off with club soda. Now for me, I'm going to add a little bit more ice because I don't want to have too much club soda, but we're going to add, so you're going to put in, let's say about an ounce if you had to guesstimate.
And if for some reason I don't have measuring tools and I just want to count, is there a way that I can pour and count and get a rough estimate?
Yes, it is. So you can do a 5-count pour is about 1 1/4
for liquor.
For liquor,
okay, or for anything.
Pretty much, yeah. And 6-count pour. So you don't want to go fast. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll give you about a good 1.5 ounces.
And how much of this am I putting?
So we're gonna do about 1 ounce.
And so 1, 2, 3,
4, 5.
Okay. She's trying to delit me.
4. Go 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, perfect.
Okay.
And I would suggest you adding some more ice if you like.
Okay.
Just so that your glass can look complete. Right?
I see.
Yeah, there we go.
Awesome.
All right, now we're going to just stir that up one more time. Only because if you were to take a sip, you're going to taste that club soda right off the top. And you don't want that, right? You want to taste the full, complete cocktail. And lastly, you have to garnish. So I'm going to give you this garnish, and you can do something as simple as putting your extra basil right through a lemon wheel and dropping it right into the drink, right? Or you can just take your own lemon wheel, like I did here, and just place it right on the top. Just very simple, right? And there we have it. Do you have a straw?
Maybe. The joys of actually doing things in your kitchen is that you have access, maybe, to straws.
I see one right over there.
No, it's okay. I have a special straw that I was saving just for today.
Special straws. I love it.
Because I've been waiting for this very moment, and so I'm going to go in my little kit here, pull out my rainbow straw.
And you don't have to use a straw, but I always suggest it because you can taste the full cocktail coming right through the straw and just giving you a good flavor.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's clever. That's good.
I love it.
I think I want to finish this, but I know that you want to move on to cocktail number 2. And so, you ready, Jen?
I'm ready.
Let's advance on to cocktail number 2. Hey. I think it's time for cocktail number 2, right, Jen?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Yay. Okay, so we're going to be making a red wine whiskey sour. All right? So it sounds like, what? We like wine. We're going to put the wine in the cocktail. We're going to have fun with it, okay? So really, this one is also simple. It's a sour. It's like in the sour family. But it's a really simple, if you've had a whiskey sour, we're just going to do some additional things to it to just kind of give it some more flair. But it's going to taste awesome. Okay. This is one that I would recommend probably for the evening time.
Why? Why?
Well, because you're going to be using a whiskey or bourbon for this particular cocktail, and so it kind of gives you a little bit more of a relaxed feel, some more heavier, like as opposed to like a vodka, like our last cocktail that's more, daytime. It just kind of gives you a little bit more, and it's a neutral spirit. So this one is going to give you more of the flavor, more spirit forward, and typically those are used for the evening.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, so super easy. We're going to go ahead and take our alcohol.
Yeah, today we are using Uncle Nearest, which I love Uncle Nearest.
love it too.
And I love hearing the story about how Uncle Nearest came to be. And so if you're curious about Uncle Nearest and the whiskey and the story behind it, go ahead and just drop Uncle Nearest into your Google box. I'm telling you, you'll be fascinated by it. But I'm excited to drink it today.
Yeah. And if you check out our Instagram and Facebook pages, we have a lot of cocktails using Uncle Nearest. We love this brand. It's so amazing. So we're going to take 2 ounces. Again, usually that's the standard for your liquor. It's about 2 ounces. Sometimes you may see things call for 1.5, but 2 ounces if you're a champ in the game. So you're gonna use, and you can use a whiskey or you can use a bourbon as well, but it all works the same. I would say probably add a little bit, half more, because remember this is your 1.5.
Say less, Jennifer.
Just a little. That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then so now next we're going to go ahead and use we're going to do our simple, our sweet and sour mix again. All right, so we're going to take our lemons again, and this time we're going to do 1 ounce of lemon juice. So we're going to use about 2 sides of the lemon. All right, so again, if you're just kind of doing an estimate, you want to remember that a half of a lemon is about, if it's a standard lemon, it's about a half ounce, and then a whole lemon is about 1 ounce. Okay, so I'll pass this on to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And we're just going to squeeze that in there. Again, giving this, so of course, a sour cocktail family is a cocktail that has like pretty much like a sour mix, so you're using a citrus in it.
All right, I am
all
caught up.
Yeah.
I know, using these muscles.
Now next we're going to do 1 ounce of our simple syrup. All right, so same thing. We're going to just take and pour that simple syrup right on into our glass. Yeah.
Clearly I like to smell things.
It's good to be safe, but you can also infuse your simple syrups. Yeah? And now, all right, now we're going to be using 2 different things.
Look at the color. These are 2 different colors.
Right? So I am going to be making, if you've been to a restaurant or somewhere, you see a lot of people using egg whites and you're like, I'm not touching that. Well, I love a good egg white. It just gives it a little bit of fluffiness to the cocktail, okay? But if you're vegan and you are like, or just totally turned off with using egg white, you can also use aquafaba.
Wait, but
What is
what's
aquafaba?
aquafaba?
I was like, what you call me? No, but aquafaba is like the chickpea brine. So you can buy a can of chickpeas, pour out the brine that's in there, aquafaba, and it gives the same kind of consistency in a sense of an egg white. All right, so we're gonna just dump that right on in. All right, so I used 1 egg white and from an egg, and Jacqueline is using about 1.5 ounces of aquafaba. Now we're going to do what's called a dry shake. So we have our perfect 10 cocktail tins here. Yes, I love these. These are perfect. And I know you may be thinking like, what about the 3-piece one? Well, we got to look professional, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take that full concoction and you're going to just pour it right in first, all the way into your mixing tin. And when you're placing your top one, you want to do it at a tilt. So kind of tilt it a little bit and give it a little tap at the butt, okay? And this is going to secure it. And we're not putting ice in this because we're doing a dry shake. So you have to be careful as you shake away, all right? It's going to emulsify your egg and it's going to emulsify your aquafaba to give you a little bit more of a foam, all right? So once you have that mixed up pretty good, go ahead and release it. So you should see some foaminess on the inside. Do you see foam?
I see foam.
Yay!
I see foam.
Nice. And now we're going to go ahead and add our ice. So we're just going to do some ice cubes.
I'm excited because we get a chance to use a big rock.
Yeah, well, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. We're going to put that in our glass.
Carry on.
So this is just to get it cold.
Okay.
The big rock is going to be for your actual drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got ahead of myself.
I'm excited about using those too. Do you want?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So this is great. The reason why we do a dry shake is because you want that egg to emulsify first, and then now we're adding the ice to keep it cold. So make sure when you're using anything with egg whites or aquafaba, you want to do a dry shake and then do it cold. Okay. Now we're gonna do the same technique, but this time, if you've ever taken a class with me, you know what we like to do.
What's that? Shake, shake, shake?
Shake dance.
Oh!
Shake it dance. You gotta shake it up real good. You gotta shake it, but don't break it. That's how long it take your mama to make it.
Okay. Nothing weird here.
So you just want to shake it up really good until it gets nice and cold. And then you're gonna release your top. Oh, she has more. I love it. And now you have a very cold cocktail. So if you have any trouble, just make sure you give it a little tap on the tin. Now we're going to take the rocks glasses that Jacqueline talked about earlier. Yay! And here we're going to now add in.
Now we can add in these ice cubes that I'm excited about. I am pumped about these ice cubes because not only are they big rocks, but they're monogrammed. And these happen to have JMB on it. If you want to say that it's Jacqueline M. Baker, I'll take it. If you want it to be Jacqueline and Mark Baker, I'll take that too. That's my husband. He lives here. But big rocks are just awesome. But they're also awesome that you can, so much so that you can get them customized if you're really curious about that. So get some big rocks.
Yeah, I love it. I love the customization from it. Like, that's amazing. Amazing. So now we're going to strain this right into our
strainer.
Yeah, so you're going to take your strainer. So she has a Hawthorne strainer. You're going to turn it face down. And I'm just going to use this ditty here too. That can help you double strain any additional things as well. So you're just going to strain it right into your rocks glass.
Okay. Should I pour?
Yeah, go. So you're going to actually put it on top of your
put this here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to place it on top.
Okay.
And pour it into your glass.
Oh, I see. You want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I'm a little... Okay.
So just go right on
Just
for it.
don't want too much. Okay, let's go.
And you want to give, at the end, a nice little push out. We may have to use our spoon to get that foam out of there.
Ooh, look at how this is showing.
So if you have a spoon, you can use your spoon to scoop out some additional foam, right? And now, lastly, we're going to do a little bit of an extra. Okay, so we're going to take our red wine.
Ooh, boy, you're going to get my foam out.
Get it all out.
Foam out.
Yes.
Okay, I got some extra ice.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So we're going to take the red wine, all right? And from there, we're going to do a technique called a float. It's a very, very easy technique. So what you're going to do is take your bar spoon. Do I have to remove this?
You can if you'd like.
Oh, okay. I don't have to. Okay, perfect.
But it does pour porously.
Okay. We'll make it work.
Okay.
So you're going to take the back of your spoon. So whether you're using a bar spoon or a tablespoon, you're going to slowly set. So you're going to set your spoon there and slowly pour your wine on the back of the spoon.
It'll come.
Oh, there it is. Yay.
It's coming.
And you're going to create a nice float. Now, the fun thing about science is that this is kind of like your density and your density levels are, your specific gravity, I should say, is going to be a little different. So you have your mixture of your more sugar base, which is going to still stay to the bottom. And even though wine has sugar in it, it's not going to sink, and it has a lot of water in it too. So it's going to stay floated up to the top. And so it's kind of a foolproof way to look cool when you're making cocktails. Look at that. You are a pro at this.
You know, I do it.
I love it.
I do this.
Look how beautiful this is. And they look exactly the same, right, guys? So remember, Jacqueline used aquafaba, and I use egg white. You cannot tell the difference between the two, right? So you can still look the same and be fancy with it. All right? So there we have it. Our red wine whiskey sour. Cheers. I love it.
I don't know if you gave me eye contact.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you have to give eye contact. We know what happens when you don't. We won't say that on camera.
Let's see.
Now, word to the wise. When you first sip it, if you sip without a straw, you will taste your wine first. Okay?
Which I did.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So if you want to taste more of the cocktail first, you can either stir it together. I mean, you lose the effect, but you can taste everything together, or you can use a straw.
I'm just going to wait. I'm going to be patient.
Yeah. I love it.
Listen, these are delicious. Both of these cocktails. I hope that you were successful in your cocktail making. And I certainly hope that you had a great time celebrating here with us on the Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast. Now that we're at episode number 100, I'm looking forward to 200 and 300 and 400. But I'm also just looking forward to everyday opportunities to inspire you to start the things that you want to do and move to your next level. Jennifer, I want to say thank you for joining me here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. And I thank you so much. And congratulations again on 100 episode. That is just amazing, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I am also proud of you and all the things that Perfect 10 does and all the things that they will do. So cheers to 100 and 100 more.
Yes, cheers.
Thank you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Feel free to stay connected with us. If you have not liked and subscribed, this is it. This is your chance. Go ahead and head over to wherever you watch or listen to your podcast, and please do like and subscribe us. Also, I want you to make sure that you follow me on YouTube, because there will be a lot of additional hosting videos that will truly inspire you to maybe even host things in your home. And I always sprinkle in a little bit of Just Start and leadership stuff there as well. I also mentioned earlier about my book that's coming up out this year that I'm so excited about. It's called The Unexpected Leader, Discovering the Leader Within You. It's already out on pre-sale. You can pick it up at Amazon and Barnes & Nobles and Bookshop and lots of other places all on the interwebs. I hope that wherever you're at in the world, you're starting the things that you want to do. I hope that you're safe, healthy, and well. And I certainly look forward to seeing you again soon. So you take care of yourself. And of course, ciao.
Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.